What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to FM19. Of course, this is Stoke. This is Life After Crouch. And we have gone on a bit of a mad run. I mean, we had a very good run, incidentally. The last time you'd have seen us, of course, we drew against Derby and Reading. And then we went on a crazy one. Ipswich, we beat 4-0. Aston Villa, very much the surprising result there, because it was the one that I pointed out yesterday that would be the difficult one. We beat them 5-0. Millwall, we beat 1-0. Berahino getting on the score sheet for the first time this season. And then Birmingham, we beat 2-1 away from home. Morgan Gibbs-White on the score sheet twice. And then, unfortunately, we lost 2-0 away to Bolton, who, by the way, without that win, would now be 1 point above the relegation zone. So they are not having a very good season, and somehow we've managed to lose 2-0. I'll tell you what happened. I was rotating so well, because obviously all these games come thick and fast. And as soon as you hit sort of the Saturday before Christmas, the 22nd, you have to start rotating big time. And I didn't do it well enough. And then when it came to the Bolton game, I was playing players who just weren't performing. And they were the only ones fit that I could play. And unfortunately, it just went all pear-shaped and we lost 2-0. Villa had a torrid time in that game. We showed them essentially how to play football, and they just weren't at the races. Today we've got a game against Bristol City, and we're going to play the FA Cup third round against Millwall, who will be looking for revenge from the 22nd of December, where we beat them 1-0 at home. In terms of transfers, we've had a few things going on right now. So players coming in, I'll have to show you elsewhere, because apparently they don't show them here. Going out, Charlie Adam looks like he's going to leave the club. It probably won't happen until July, but Dundee have offered him a contract, as he is out of contract right now. Darren Fletcher, again, is also out of contract in July. Maccabi Tel Aviv, Zoria and Rapid Vienna are in for him, which is interesting. But they're all offering contracts. There's a 19-year-old down here who I believe is... he's rejected contracts. I've not even had a look at him. Yeah, he's only got 2-star potential. He's got really nice physical stats, but the rest of it just doesn't do it for me. So he will be on his way out of the club, I'm sure. Cameron McJanet, been offered who the hell are Curzon Ashton? In the Vanarama National, Curzon Ashton have offered McJanet, I think, a loan opportunity. He rejected. And of course, Jakub Haugard has been offered. They've actually made offers for him. I'm not sure, because I mean he has got some really nice stats. His reflexes are very good. He's 26 years of age. I genuinely don't think he's ever going to make it into the team ahead of Jack Butland. Jack Butland doesn't look like he's going anywhere. His positioning is very low. Communication and all that nonsense isn't quite there. So I don't know, how much is he worth? About 325,000, and the offers have been made. There's 400,000 there from whoever they are. I'll accept that. I'm going to reject the offer that is only 195. So we'll accept that, and that's all she wrote. In terms of Klukas is out with a cold, by the way. He's not out with like a broken leg or anything. So players to come in. So Alex Hunter's just come in. He obviously was a player that we managed to sign for 500,000 from Sheffield Wednesday. Very, very good player with 3.5-star potential. I don't expect these players to be here for the rest of the save. I just know that they'll come into the starting 11, or they'll be in and around the starting 11. They may need to go out on loan here or there, but ultimately they are going to be good enough to start sort of picking up some first-team appearances. And obviously he came in for 500,000. There is a couple of other players down here. This is the one I was most excited about. Broughton formerly of Bolton, coming in for 600,000, and he looks like a player. Again, only a 3.5-star potential, which is interesting, but he's on a rotation contract, so he will have to have some first team football. I think he's good enough for it though. And there is one other player in here somewhere that came in, and I don't know where he is. So the team to take on Bristol City looks a little something like this. Fake Ben Davis at left back. We've brought Broughton, brought Broughton into the centre-back position next to Bath. And then, of course, we've got Martin Kelly at right back. Now, Martin Kelly isn't normally the right back, but we are on a rotation system. Alex Hunt comes into the midfield alongside Woods. We are playing this formation. It does have to get changed now and again. It depends on who you play and how they adapt to it. But 3 attacking midfielders in Bojan, Abdoulaye Toure and Gibbs White, with a change up front. And it's more or less down to fitness more than anything. Benik Afobe has only made 7 appearances all season. I think 3 of them or 4 of them have been substitute appearances as well. But he has been crying a lot because he wants first team football or he's going to leave. Don't mind him leaving necessarily. But as you can see, Vokes isn't really fit, 84 fitness. And if we go all the way down, Berahino is actually injured right now. So I don't really have much of a choice but to play Afobe. So let's get that team submitted. We are going to need to give Broughton and indeed Hunt some squad numbers. 23 and 25 should be all right. And let's get into the action. They are playing a very defensive setup there. They have 2 CDMs right in front of their back line, 2 sort of wide men, and then of course 2 strikers. I would toy with the idea of bringing in another striker to have maybe Berahino and someone up front, or Vokes and someone up front. But to be honest, I have so many midfield players that I just want to play that I feel... Hello, Broughton with a free kick. He's a centre-back taking free kicks. I don't know what his free kicks are, actually. Should probably look at that. But, yeah, I've got so many midfield players that I want to get in the, sort of starting 11 that bringing another striker in might not be the best idea in terms of playing 2 strikers. Bringing an actual goal scorer in would not be a bad idea at all, because we need someone who knows where the goal is, and at the moment we're not scoring enough consistently. We can go from smashing someone 5-0 to the next game not scoring at all and not really having a shot either. So it's definitely something I'm going to have to look into. Money-wise, we don't really have an awful lot of it, so I might have to work my magic. Either sell someone, which I'm looking to actively sell Ince. No biters yet, though, unfortunately. Or we're potentially going to have to ask the board for some money. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. They're passing the ball around really well here. This obviously has goal written all over it, and there it is. Goalkeeper, no chance. Eliasson with a goal, his 4th of the season. Jack Hunt with the assist. And unfortunately, it was just a nice passing move. They passed us into a coma. They are a lot more fatigued than we are. My bench isn't looking great, to be fair. Only a couple of players there who aren't fatigued. But at the moment, at least, things aren't necessarily looking that good. Let's go into a positive attitude. We are home, after all. I don't know why I've got into a cautious sort of state here. Let's try and try and demand a bit more from them. Get them to show a bit of passion. See if we can get them to wake up a little bit. Not one highlight since that goal, unfortunately. That's not good. Where are they currently in the league? I'm not sure, but I know where we are. In trouble if we don't win this game. We need to sort of keep pace with the chasing pack, and right now if we lose this game we won't be. They are currently mid-table-ish. They're about 11th. We are not playing very well here. Let's get them to maybe get creative. Get creative and show some passion. Seem to be the only ones that ever work. I tried a few more against Villa. I was like 4-0 up, and I said something, like calm down or, no pressure or anything, and they all went mad. So, new sign-ins are, I don't know if they're playing well or not, because it's not telling me for some reason. It normally does. But I think it might be time to bring Alex Hunt off. Saying that, though, he's not really struggling for fitness because he's fresh. He's straight into the team. The players that are struggling are Bojan, who I think we may end up switching back to the wide formation here. Let's consider doing that, shall we? So Gibbs White is going to have to play. Unfortunately, he's not looking too fit, but I think he's going to have to play the remainder of the game. Verlinden to come on. I'm actually going to put him into attack rather than support. And I think Etebo for Bojan, who has been played... He's played most of... I'm going to tell Etebo to be an inside forward on attack. He's played most of December, to be fair, Bojan, and he's done okay. He's scored in nearly every game that we've actually scored a goal in, so I'm not going to argue with that. We need to pick things up here, though. This is our first highlight of the second half. Verlinden on as a sub. Hunt has hit the crossbar on his debut. Well, you couldn't have asked... Well, if that had gone in, you could not have asked of a better debut. Verlinden with a free kick. Plays it to the back post. Afobe hasn't managed to do anything with that, unfortunately. So we've knocked on the door twice in the last 5 minutes. Here we are again. Bit more urgency in the play now, which is good. I'm going to tell them to get creative one more time and see if it does anything. It seemed to work the first time round. Hunt in the midfield, looking to play a killer ball. Gives it to Woods, into Verlinden, back to Woods. Out wide to Martin Kelly. We're not really going anywhere. So long as we don't get complacent on the ball and lose possession, I'll be alright with where this is going. Normally, a big passing build-up like this is going to result in a nice ending move. And there it is, in off the post by Etebo. It's only its 6th goal of the season. Afobe with his first assist of the season. And with what I think is probably one sub left, yes it is indeed, we now have a decision to make. Do I take Afobe off? He's doing alright in terms of fitness. I think Gibbs-White would be the player that I look to bring off. There is a shout to be made here for bringing on another striker. Maybe take Gibbs-White off and bring on Sam Vokes to go alongside Afobe. I'm not quite sure whether Tom Ince would be a nice addition here. He's a very good player, just doesn't seem to... I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring Tom Ince on instead of Gibbs-White. He's not really accomplished in that position. Don't know if Verlinden is. No, is Etebo? Maybe. Yeah, Etebo prefers to be there than Tom Ince does. I think Verlinden... Can he play on that side? Not particularly. How accomplished is Ince over here? Ince attacking inside forward. Verlinden inside forward attack. He'll stay there. And Etebo is going to go into the cam position. I think that's how we'll finish the game here. They're not really accomplished in those positions, but I think if Ince can come on and try and show that he wants to stay at the club, I don't know, we'll see. Well, here we go. Ince on the free kick, puts the ball into the danger zone. Broughton was in there. As long as we don't lose the ball here, we should be okay. We've got a lot of people back here. Martin Kelly to Woods. Comes out to Davis. Plays that to Martin Kelly. A nice passing move again here. We have this in our locker. We are able to pass it around. There's Verlinden back to Hunt. Hunt's had a very, very good game. Ince, well, I thought that was in. I was about to start screaming his praises and maybe think, well, should we consider not selling him? But he's just blazed one wide there. And I think that's probably going to be the end of the game as soon as this throw comes in. It's been cleared. And it's well defended. I tell you what, had he not defended that, I don't know who it is, but had he not stuck a leg out there, think it's Martin Kelly, that would have been a goal and that would have been a defeat at home on New Year's Day. Thankfully, we've avoided it. I am not 100% happy, but then again, it could have been worse. We probably should have won the game. We deserve to win the game based on the stats, but at least we haven't lost it. And we'll remain in the playoffs because we were very much clear. Offers made for McLean, which is interesting because I've not offered him out. Right, okay, so this is a guy I've been trying to get rid of literally since I started playing. He's on 20,000 a week, which is ridiculous. He hasn't played one game all season. So I'm not really that bothered about how much we get for him. I don't want to sell him to Rapid Vienna because I don't want to have to deal with that wage contribution. That's not what I'm all about. Swansea want us to help out with their wages as well. That's not going to happen. And these two are straight up 350,000 offers. I'll accept both of those, and I believe that that's all of it. So we'll continue. That's not a bad day's work if we can get 350,000 for him. It's more getting that wage budget back. It's getting 20,000 off the wage bill. Ince demands first team football in revealing interview. I mean, to be fair, I've tried to sell him on numerous occasions. The issue with Ince is, well, there's a few issues. He wants 30,000 a week and he's worth 6.5 million. If I'm going to get rid of him, I think I'm going to have to lower my expectation. I'm not going to get 6.5. I might get 5, maybe 4.5. Let me offer him out for 4.5 million and see if anybody bites my hand off, because getting 30,000 on the wage bill back would be very, very nice. Wage budget. Nothing happening there. Just waiting for an offer to come in. What's probably going to happen is that there'll be an email saying that there's been no offers for Ince. That's likely what. Yeah, see, it always happens. Swansea an offer for Juve. This is a good one, so long as they don't what they do. They want selling team wage contribution 21,000. They want me to. He's on 65,000 a week. Jesus wept. They want me to pay 21,000 of his wages. That is a no-go from me. Although I mean, look at the state. He's not even good. That is. I'm going to offer him away on a free. I think. I don't care about getting any money for him whatsoever. I just want him gone. Just £1, right? Just to get something back. I just want him gone because that is 60,000 a week. He wants to discuss personal terms. I don't quite know why. Every single club that is in for him want a selling team wage contribution. I'll accept Ingolstadt because at least we can get 40-odd thousand off the bill. The rest of these I'm going to decline because they just want too much off me. This one was the lowest amount. He wants to discuss personal terms. Let's have a little conversation. I'm disappointed that you blocked my transfer to Swansea. Now, obviously, the reason I did it was because they wanted too much in terms of a wage contribution. I'm going to have to try and pick the correct thing to say here because I still want to get rid of him, but I want to be able to say, look, the offer wasn't good enough. The finances weren't right for the deal, basically. What do you consider? I consider like £1 to be enough for you, to be honest. Literally £1. 500. There you go. I'll be willing to accept any offers that meet the valuation. I'll say that. I'll say that, and he thinks, yeah, that's fine, because obviously I've only offered him out for £1, so these are below what I've told them. What I've told him I'll accept. So he won't be angry if I'm rejecting bids of £1 from Swansea and all the rest of it. I'm just hoping that a team can come in and take him off my hands, because it's just far too much for us to be spending every month or every week when I'm not even playing him. What's the point? Williams requests to terminate loan, and I'll accept that because we've just brought in Broughton. And in terms of our finances right now, we have 2.1 million. I am going to go to the board, I think, and I'm going to ask, can we have... Okay, we can't, because I'm in my first season. I can't ask for a bigger wage budget, which is a bit of... not wage budget, a bigger transfer budget, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to go into the transfer market, and I'm going to have to try and get a prolific goal scorer for 2 million. It's been a fairly lengthy 12 days. I've actually decided to play the FA Cup game off camera because I was waiting for an answer from this stubborn son of a bitch. Vincent Janssen from Spurs was up for loan. I put an offer in. Spurs accepted, and Janssen has rejected the offer. He didn't even give a reason why. He just decided that he didn't want anything to do with us, which is a shame because, I mean, that's a great striker. Obviously not doing anything for Spurs currently, hasn't played a game for them, went on loan to Fenerbahce, scored 4 goals in 16 games, come back, has done nothing. It would be so nice if we could have just gotten him on loan. He's been transfer listed for 7 million, he's wanted by several clubs, and unfortunately he didn't want to know. I think it would be a little bit different if I was to offer the 7 million and offer him an actual contract, but in terms of the loan, he's just not interested. Probably just doesn't want to go on loan in general. We've offloaded quite a few players. Obviously, it's not going to show. I'll have to go through them individually. Juve is one of them. Fletcher, another one. Charlie Adam is another one. And I believe one other player left. They were all... I think I've already mentioned them to you in the first place. I was in for El Hamiri, who I hadn't scouted, but... Well, I say I hadn't scouted. I hadn't scouted completely. My scout came back from a preliminary report and said that he would be a very good signing. I took that as, you know what, he's 17 years of age, very good signing at that age, why not, let's take a punt. And I offered him a contract because his contract was up, and unfortunately he signed a new contract with Lyon, so he won't be arriving. I do have an offer currently in for Alex Garcia of Manchester City. Now, he isn't a striker, which is kind of going against everything that I said, because realistically what I want is a new striker. I don't really need a new central midfield player. However, this guy is 21 years of age, his wage is almost nothing, and according to my scout, I should do whatever it takes to get him into the club. His potential ability is 4.5 stars, which is just better than anyone that I currently have. He's capable of playing anywhere in the middle, which is brilliant. He was extremely cheap as well, actually. I think I offered 2 million up front and then a bunch of add-ons which takes it to 4 million, but some of the add-ons are never going to happen. So for winning the FA Cup in the next 3 seasons, I'm not going to do that. For winning the championship ever, I'm not going to do that. So those two will never happen, and it means basically that I'll end up paying about 2.5 million after a few installments. We've offered him a contract. I am literally waiting to hear back. Unfortunately, we won't hear back in this episode, but we beat Millwall 4-2, which means we do progress through to the 4th round of the FA Cup, and that hasn't been scheduled yet, although I do know it's either against Nottingham Forest or I think maybe Bolton, somewhere of that nature. The championship clubs anyway. We are going to be playing Brentford next, which is it's a game we should win. They are 21st in the league. If we don't beat them, problems. In terms of the striker situation, to be honest, I think we may just have to try and battle through, because I've looked and I've looked and I've looked, and I genuinely cannot find anyone worth signing. I don't want to be spending the money for the sake of it. It's a little bit different before people start barking at me in the comments. It's a little bit different trying to sign that Garcia than it is trying to find or wasting money, should we say, on a striker. Because should we get rid of... Let's get rid of Ince. Let's drop Ince completely. He did nothing when he came on the other day. Let's not be on cautious. Let's go on positive. And let's go into this game, and fingers crossed we can come out with a win. We should. I mean, we're in good form. I wouldn't be surprised, but I would be very disappointed if we didn't get 3 points from this. They have got a massive gap in their midfield, and something that we should theoretically be able to take advantage of. So let's hope that we can do that. But we're in our away strip here, which is not something that I've played in very often this season. I won't lie to you. Is it a away strip or is it a third strip? I don't even know. Anyway, going after a striker that isn't necessarily going to be an upgrade over the current set that we have is just wasteful, in my opinion. I don't really want to be going out there and going, right, I'm going to pick this guy up, because he's cheap and we need a new striker. If he's not better than Vokes or a Phobe or even Berahino, what is the point? It's just a waste of money. That Youngster, as the ball's played to a Phobe, and he trips over the ball. It comes to Bojan. Gibbs White's going to get a chance to put this ball in the box. He does, and it's a goal for Hunt. And a lot of people will have questioned this move and said whether it was a good one or not, but he scored inside of 3 minutes in just his second game for the club, and he is playing very, very well. He had a very good game in the first game. He wasn't on the score sheet, but you could tell he was putting himself about a bit, and he was very accomplished on the ball, and he's just scored again there. I say again, he scored a goal there, and we are 1-0 up. But I can't remember what I was saying. That Garcia centre mid is one for the future. He's 21 years of age. He will just come straight into the team. I'm not quite sure instead of who, actually. It depends on where he sort of plays better. I'm hoping either Hunt or Sam Klukas can go as cams. If not, maybe he can go as a cam. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Here is Hunt again. Plays a ball in. A Phobe has hit the post. I tell you what, though, this Hunt fella, he is all over the place. He's playing so well. He's been the best player across the 2 games for me. He's been very, very good. He's just picked up his first yellow, which is never a good thing. I'm not sure if we're on get stuck in. We shouldn't be, because that only ever causes me problems. We are 1-0 up, although they are in possession right now, and I don't like it when they have a prolonged... It's a good bit of defending by Ben Davis, who just clears it to Afobe. Afobe's not been doing too bad, actually, in the couple of games that we've played. He played really relatively well in the FA Cup game. Here he is again, unable to put the ball across. Ben Davis with it this time, plays it into Hunt, to Klukas, little back heel to Gibbs White, goes for goal, and he forces a very unorthodox save from Bentley. and it was a looping effort. I don't think it was ever going to go in, to be fair. We are having some condition problems right now. We are looking mighty tired compared to the opposition. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the backside in the final 10-15 minutes of this game. There's nothing really to say about this. We are in control. We just need to stay on top of it and hope that we can go out and see this game out. One more goal in this game for us, I think, would probably do it. You know, I'm a bit worried about the fitness of some of my players toward the back end of the game, but if we can just get a goal, it'll put my mind at ease. Conceding a late goal to a team like this is just a common practice in the way that I play this game. Here comes Abdoulaye Touré, powering forward, goes for goal. It's over the bar, and we need to stop doing that. I don't know if I've got that instruction on. I don't think I do. No, I don't have it on, and there's just so many shots that fly in from distance, and I'm not sure why. Are we on? No, we're not even on get stuck in, and my players are just getting booked left, right, and centre. Let's use tighter marking. Just want to try and stop any potential late goal, really. I mean, I know it's half an hour to go. It's not really a late goal, but if we can just get our defenders up to speed and they can know what to expect. Let me go and make a sub here. Can Hunt play in a cam? No, we cannot. That is problematic, because if we do manage to sign Garcia, Klukas can, kind of, but he's not even remotely. I'm hoping Garcia can play as a cam, and accomplished as well, because if he can't, then we are in trouble. Ryan Woods, is he a player to bring on? No, I'm not going to replace Alex Hunt or Klukas. I think maybe Alex Hunt could do with a break because of his yellow card, but I'm going to risk it. I am going to take off Bojan, though, and I'm going to put another central midfield player on in Etebo. I'm going to shift this around a little bit. I'm just going to dominate the midfield because I'm going to pack it. They don't have anyone in their midfield. I think that's how we're managing to stay on top of things. I think that might be all I want to do for a second. If we could just, I can't show you their team, but there's such a gap between their attackers and their defenders that if we can just sort of dominate the midfield, there's not an awful lot that the opposition are going to be able to do about it. And we are still searching for that winning goal. One more goal in this game pretty much does it for me. There's a Phobe, manages to get through, takes a shot and he scores. I'm so happy for him. That's his 9th game of the season. Actual season, not cup games. And he's scored finally. And I'm happy for him, but I'm also happy for us, because if he can start scoring goals, because he's a good player, if he can start scoring goals, then it'll eliminate the need for me to go out and buy a striker this season. I know I'm going to need one next season regardless, as we conceded. That's one of the reasons why we needed that second goal, because had they done that at 1-0, we would have been in mighty trouble. But we're going to need a new striker next season. That's a given. But if we can avoid having to... I'm going to bring Martin Kelly off. He's fatigued. If we can just tighten up at the back a little bit and see if we can... Maybe let's go into a cautious state. See if we can stop the... Drop the defensive line slightly. Drop this down so that we're not exposed in the middle. Zinchenko maybe for Davis, just in case he gets sent off as well. Wing back support. Yeah, wing back support. I think that makes sense. And there we go. Let's just see if we can see out the final 10 minutes. I'll be very annoyed if we don't. A team that we should be beating. But as I say, next season is definitely going to be a season whether we go up or we stay where we are. We're going to need a striker, that's for sure. I can't go through another season as we have done, relying on 3 strikers to get our goals, taken in turns. Gibbs White has lost the ball. It's come to Maupai, team of the season in FIFA, of course. That's the end of the game, theoretically. Emiliano goes for goal. It's blocked, and Hunt gets it clear. And that should signal the end of the game here, if we can just keep hold of it. And the referee is reluctant to blow the final whistle here. We've played past the allotted time. Klukas has lost the ball. I swear, if we don't go on to win this game now, there's going to be a very strongly worded email sent to the FA about this referee. And there it is. McEachran's ball out wide was a little bit too late. And we finally managed to see out the game 2-1. We were in complete control until the 77th minute. And then they scored in the 79th. And then I started a little bit of Brown Trousers Academy by myself. But fortunately, we've come out with a win. That's 3 points on the board. And Afobe has got himself his first goal of the season. I believe it's his first goal of the season anyway. And, the best goal of the game. Well, I'm still waiting to hear back from Garcia. I may have to just leave it until tomorrow's episode to find out whether we've signed him, because it could go on a while here. I'm just waiting to hear back from the contract negotiations. He wants to be in the first team, which is fine. I can get him in the first team, not a problem. It's just a case of whether he actually accepts the contract or not. And unfortunately, we're going to have to wait till tomorrow, because otherwise this episode is going to be far too long. Tomorrow we'll wrap up the remainder of the transfer window, see what games we have left. I think we'll skip, I don't know whether we'll play, I might play the Leeds game, I'm not sure. We'll definitely skip Preston. And we'll probably skip most of this as well, because none of these are teams that we really should be losing against. I mean, they're bottom, they're mid-table, they're another sort of mid to lower table. Villa, we smashed, so theoretically, I might skip all of February, or come back, maybe play Leeds and then come back for Aston Villa right at the end of February, and see where we are after that. But we will definitely finish the transfer window tomorrow. Probably won't be any more signings, especially if we can get that Garcia in, and that'll probably do it. So if you have enjoyed today's episode, smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.